Hello and welcome back to Hearts of Iron for Hungary. So, we are just, again, building up. That's what we've been doing for the last couple of episodes. That's what we're going to continue doing. We are, of course, democratic now, so we're going to be very much avoiding... Well, we're not going to be able to declare any wars right now, so we're going to be all about making ourselves as prepared as we can be for the inevitable war. Amelia Earhart circumnavigates the globe. The famous aviator Amelia Earhart, known to many as the Queen of the Air, has completed a flight around the world together with her navigator Fred Noonan. After a brief scare when the pair temporarily got lost while approaching Howland Island in the Pacific, the flight proceeded without incident, and this morning their Lockheed Electra touched down in Oakland, California. A ceremony is to be held in the White House next week, where Earhart is to be personally congratulated for a feat by the President. Quite an achievement. Yep. Okay. Anything else we need to really be worrying about? Nope. We got all of our factories being used. We're using, well, all of our manpower. Italy is converting a little bit to democratic. Yugoslavia is also converting a little bit. We got army effort done. So this gives us a research bonus for land doctrine. Now we could go down equipment effort, and that would give us a lot more equipment available. And it would allow us to have a lot less ahead of time penalties for that, and increases our bonuses. We're going to go doctrine effort, really go for land doctrine. I think we're going to go doctrine effort twice again, like we did for air, and then we're going to go very far into land doctrine. Polo Bridge incident. The Japanese and Chinese forces have skirmished inconclusively over the strategic Polo Bridge, located southwest of Beijing. China has rejected Japan's demands for an apology and territorial concessions, claiming instead that the breaking point of Japanese aggression has been reached. Diplomats fear that the volatile situation could result in war any time. Now that's a little bit of world tension, which might happen over here, which would be interesting. And it would also mean that all the fascist nations and all I think the communist nations as well, will be able to actually do things. They'll be unleashed. Okay, I'm just keeping an eye on the Democratic Party popularity in these two places, so we can try and push them towards where we want them to be. Okay, we got a little bit of army experience. We could start adding to some of the divisions if we wanted to. Not going to right now, but we could. Dive bombing. Now, I believe that the next one, will also be 50% off, but then the one after that will not, if I understand this correctly. So ground support, we're just going to increase that. We're going to have what aircraft we have be very effective at supporting our ground forces. And that's really what we're going for. We're going for everything supporting our ground forces in their, in whatever we want them to be doing, basically. Hopefully that'll work out. Just keeping a constant eye on these guys. We want to be hit when they're about 50%. I think we want to stage a coup. I'm not sure though. They could be right, could be wrong. We'll find out together. Okay. The Spanish Civil War is finished. Nationalist Spain took 7 states. Republican Spain was annexed. So Nationalist Spain, the Fascist Spain, has taken over all of Spain, and it is pretty much that's it, done there, right? Yeah, and it increased world tension by a lot, which should start sparking a whole bunch of other stuff. The end of the Spanish Civil War. With the surrender of the last Republican strongholds, the Spanish Civil War has come to an end. The Nationalists stand victorious, and a new era has begun for Spain. The war-torn country has suffered greatly in the fighting, and there is much rebuilding to be done. An interesting development. Yes, we'll see what happens there. Well, hopefully the world tension just rising a little bit. I think it's when it hits 20%, that's when everything starts to go crazy. Doctrine effort is done. Okay, there we go. Japan declared war on Shanxi. We have finished doctrine effort. We'll get doctrine effort level 2, and that will give us all the bonuses we're going to get there. There we go. 26% world tension. They then declared war on China. 36. So Japan are starting off everything. It's pretty good, because that means all the other nations have just been unleashed. It's like, now you can start justifying war goals. Now you can start joining factions. It's like, everything is going crazy. I don't think they can actually join factions yet. We can't join factions yet. We don't have enough world tension. We have to get to 80% before we can join any factions. So we're just going to stick where we are. Now, we go stage a coup for democratic. You can pick the state where the revolution will spread from. If no state is picked, the source state will be determined under other conditions. Okay. Stage a coup will take political power until it reaches its 200 political power total. The following equipment will be used to stage the coup. Infantry equipment. Okay. So we could do that. It's definitely an option. It would cost us more than half of our political power per day to do it. I think it's better to just hope that we can get it done naturally. That seems like the better outcome for us, is if it's done naturally. Because that way we don't have to put in a lot of our resources that's protecting our country into destabilizing theirs. We can always try it later. Ground support is done. Cool. And the next one does not get a bonus. Yeah, I was right. So what do I want to go for? We can go for air superiority mission efficiency, or we can go for fighter ace initiative. Well, we're probably not going to do air superiority missions at all, so I guess we'll go for ace generation chance. Seems like an obvious choice. We're going to finish our construction in a couple of days, which will be good. Means we'll get even faster construction. Where are our constructions at currently? We are about to finish our first factory, which is, that's good. We've been working on that a while, and once it's done, that'll just speed everything up a lot. Construction is done. Okay. Now, we could go into more research, gain efficiency, which is definitely an option. I think we're going to go into production efficiency cap, just because we've got a lot of people working on the same production for the tanks, and we need a lot more production in the tanks. Concentrated infantry is done. That gives us more factory output. We could go to the next level engineering, but again, it's ahead of time. Well, I say again, but last time we looked at it, it was ahead of time. Relief of land doctrine, we are going down superior firepower, and we're actually able to take this right now without there being any real penalty to take it right now. Because it's in the same situation as the air one was, where we get 50% off the first one, and we're researching the next 50% off. So we can keep going down there. So yeah, we're thoroughly on the way to getting where we want to be. Now we could change all of our, could change up some of our units right now, but we don't have enough manpower to really do too much, so we'll leave it as it is. Doctrine effort is done. We don't really need to go any further down here. Now, we might want to go motorization effort just so we can get to the CAS effort here, and that would allow us to get a bonus on one close air support model, which would be good. We go armament effort, and that would just give us more military factories, definitely an option. We can go infrastructure and then go more into construction. That would just give us more factories. I think we have enough to research right now that we can go into infrastructure and then into construction effort too. That seems like the right option. So we'll do that. Just to give us a lot more civilian presence. Right. I'm really surprised that none of these European countries have really done very much. How's it going over there in the Japanese wars? They're growing into places. Yeah. Definitely growing into places over there. Right. Yeah. And again, we're just waiting for the German Reich to finally decide it's time to execute the plans. There we go. We got a modified government done. We go for political advisor, but we don't really need any of them just now. Material advisor would decrease research time for some things. Small arms seems like a good one here because that's the only one out of these three that we're really planning on going for. We could also go for light aircraft designer, which would just increase the research speed there. Tank we don't really need. Or we just go for like trade deal opinion factor and try and push into that. Yeah, something like that. I guess we go for small arms just because it's research time, and research time seems like what we want to be investing in right now. How are the political changes going? So we got 40% Democratic Party in Italy, Yugoslavia is at 40%, with non-aligned at 48%. That's getting close as well. Both getting really close to something happening there. Really want some more, yeah, I want Yugoslavia to just switch over, like, I think they could switch over to just being straight democratic without much problem from non-aligned. But Italy, I think, are probably going to have some resistance. Maybe even a war over it. Which should be fine for us, but it's all good. So this just hit 40%. I believe there are some things hidden behind the 40% number, so could be that something's about to happen. It always feels like something's about to happen. There we go. The Anschluss of Austria. After a successful coup d'etat by the local Nazi party in Vienna, German troops have crossed the Austrian border and taken control of the country. No fighting has been reported. The German soldiers were greeted by cheering crowds in the cities. In a speech before a massive crowd at Heldenplatz in Vienna, Hitler announced that the Anschluss of Austria, annexing the country into Germany. The oldest eastern province of the German people shall be, from this point on, the newest bastion of the German Reich. That is what they wish. So we finished our infrastructure effort. We're going to go down into construction effort 2. Yeah, it's a lot more factories. And yeah, there's the German Reich. They've now grown, so they have a border with Yugoslavia and with Italy. The two people we're trying to convert. And a border with us, which is also scary. But that's alright. We'll survive, hopefully. Superior firepower has been researched. We will get the next one, which is delay. Gives us a little bit of organization. I assume the delay tactic is about just stalling out the German forces. They have a lot of forces on our border. I'm starting to think that maybe we should have some of our units actually out there on the border. Is there a way of seeing what units are like well trained or something like that? If I just select all of our units, why are they not all in here? There we go. They should all be in that division anyway. So they got experience level 3. Is that what that little symbol means? Yeah. So we could take like all the experience level 3 ones out and then put them onto the border. But these guys seem to be saying that their organization and current fighting strength are at top. So we want to take the people who have the highest current fighting strength and just send them to the border. Like these 6 units. There we go. And we want to create a new army out of those ones. We give them a new leader. We'll give them Ivan Hindi. And we'll just set him to make a front line over on that border. Yeah, do we have any... If we were to make a fallback line... useful for positioning divisions for defense, for example, behind a river or somewhere else in friendly territory. Nah, we'll leave them where they are. I haven't really used any fallback lines yet, so we're just going to leave that for just now. And then, yeah, we'll just send them to the front line and they can just get entrenched. We don't need to make a plan to attack. Although, maybe we should make a... well, we already have a front line. Maybe we should make an offensive line like... here, just so that we have the plans available. If we ever want to go for it, we can. But we don't really want to go for it. That's fine. It's just so that we have a force at our border, if we need it. Improved machine tools are done. Okay, cool. Gives us production efficiency cap. Right. Where are we going with this? Oh, we can get the next research time. That seems like a good one. Now, is exercising decreasing these guys' readiness to fight? What's it called? Their organization. Well, exercising its organization is always set to 20%. Yeah. So we could actually switch pretty much all of these guys onto the front line. Just at the moment we stop our exercising. So that's fine. We'll leave it for just now. Maybe we should be exercising our non-trained ones. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. I don't think. Well, I mean, they're all trained, but maybe we should be trying to make our weaker ones stronger rather than just trying to make our stronger ones even stronger. If you know what I'm meaning by that. Hopefully you do. We're going to move on from that topic. Anything else we need to be looking at here? Production. We're still working on the tanks. We don't quite have enough production on our infantry equipment, so we might... I think we'll just leave it for just now. It's not that much we don't have there. Oh, we finished a factory. Good. So we now have 2 factories working on this one. It'll be finished in 2 years. Okay. That's fine. We should have 4 factories on it when we finish our national focus. Yeah, there we go. Construction effort is done. Let's move into motorization just so we can get to the CAS effort. And what else is it? I want to have a look at our construction now and see how long it's going to take. Now it's only going to take a year, which is much more reasonable. Right. Fighter Ace initiative is done. Okay. Next one we're going to go for Hunt and Destroy. Air Support Mission Efficiency. Just keep going down this list. We're never going to get any more research bonuses for that line, so we might as well just continue along it. Makes sense to me. We have a lot of army experience, but again, we're not going to use it just now just because we have no manpower. So like, if we were to add extra units onto things that really wouldn't do anything because, well, we have no manpower. We couldn't add any extra units on right now. I mean, we could just set it up anyway. I suppose we're almost at the point where it's, yeah, I think I don't know what I'm saying anymore. Let's just add these guys in. Let's just add these guys in if we need them in. Do we want support artillery, recon companies? Not really. Probably want engineers on this one, I would imagine. So we'll leave that for just now. You could have some recon companies for a little bit faster movement. Yeah, okay. And then maybe we'll put on some infantry battalions along the front. Here. There we go. Something like that. I don't know if that's good or not, but we'll go with something like that. Okay. Did I save that? Or did I just click away from it? I did not save that. There we go. We'll save that one. And we didn't change this one. There we go. That seems alright. Manchukuo has capitulated. Chiang Kai-shek has announced that the cowardly Mengjiang nation could no longer withstand the pressure from the overwhelming presence of Chinese forces throughout the country. The Mengjiang government chose to flee the country and has now gone into exile. Their main forces have capitulated. China is now in control of the home area. Though the war continues elsewhere, this is a great victory for China. Yeah, it looks like China are actually expanding. They might win against Japan, which would be unusual, I would imagine. So we've got delay. We can now get the next one, which is mobile defense. Okay. Fine. Seems alright. Seems fine. Anything else we really need to be doing right now? Let's have a look at these guys. 45% and 44%. Now this one is 45 versus 44. So that is definitely, they should be switching to Democratic any day now. Or at least something should be happening there any day now. Right. Why can we see... Alright, I was like, why can we see these guys over here? But it's actually because they're on our border. Yeah, they have a lot more troops on our border than we have on theirs. We should maybe be chucking some more troops behind that. Motorization effort is done. Cast effort we'll just get. Let's grab a few more from this one. So let's grab, say, these ones at the top of the list. And we will just add them to that army. There we go. That should be fine. These guys should get their organization back very quickly. Oh, cool. It's actually nice to see how quickly it goes back as well. The fighting strength is just a little bit low because we don't have enough infantry equipment for everyone. That's alright. Oh, we actually need a lot more infantry equipment than we're currently producing. Maybe we'll just lower our tank production slightly. Put a little bit more into infantry equipment. See if that'll help out. Yeah, it doesn't really lower our tank production that much, but greatly increases our infantry equipment. There we go. That's alright. Modify government. I'm not really sure where we want to go here. I guess we'll just go for a light aircraft designer, and the reason I'm saying that is because if we're getting CAS effort, that means that our next research in which tree is it? In this tree will be really, really, really quick. So that seems like a good thing to me. Right. Well, I'm going to end the episode here. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.